19 ridiculous 80s things we want to forget. 1. Over-the-top makeup. People use neon pink blush. To match it, they wore bright eyeshadow. It was combined with heavy eyeliner and bright lipstick. 2. Crazy hairstyles. Everyone in the 1980s wanted enormous hair. Perms were extremely popular. People used tons of hairspray to keep it in place. 3. Scrunchies. They didn't have as much hold as regular hairbands, and they tended to be gigantic. Some of the scrunchies were half the size of your head. 4. Acid wash jeans. The trend started as a protest against consumerism. Punks would splatter their jeans with bleach, or they simply kept wearing old and worn-out jeans. Ironically, the worn-out look became trendy. Soon acid wash jeans were sold in stores. 5. Slap bracelets. You could kill time slapping the bracelet on and off, but the novelty of it wore off pretty quickly, and the bracelets weren't actually pretty. 6. Stirrup pants. Stirrup pants were made for horseback riding, but then they became part of street fashion. They had a little hole that you looped around your heel. This kept the leggings from riding up, but the loops ended up pulling your pants down. It was uncomfortable to wear shoes and socks with them. 7. Awkward family photos. People used to go to malls to get family portraits done. The backgrounds and the poses were cheesy. Fashion, hair and makeup were a mess, so most people just look funny in retrospect. 8. Fingerless lace gloves. People took lace gloves that were seen as elegant, and then they made it punk by cutting off the fingers, but the shock factor of the trend soon wore off. 9. Plastic jewelry. Plastic jewelry looked cheap. It was too chunky and shiny. 10. Preppy look. The look is intended to be casual while still exuding wealth. There were polo shirts, nautical themes, and khaki pants. The look also includes a sweater draped over the shoulders. It was popularized by Ivy League students. They made a satirical official preppy handbook, and the look went outside of the New England elite. 11. Puffed sleeves. The sleeves were made of shiny fabric. It was combined with wild patterns, so the sleeves ended up being too much. 12. Jelly shoes. The jelly shoes were cheap. People purchased a lot of them. They threw them away quickly. 13. Leg warmers. They are now connected to the 1980s exercise clothes, but they were also worn in everyday life. 14. Puffy prom dresses. Prom was all about shiny dresses with giant ruffles. They had tulle and many big bows. 15. Ugly car designs. Cars in the 1980s were very chunky and geometric. Designers tried too hard to make them look futuristic. 16. Patches. You had to iron them into your clothes. The trend carried over from the hippies in the 1960s. In the 1980s, it was considered a punk thing to do. 17. Side ponytails. They were worn either halfway up or fully up. The hairstyle was simply too childish. 18. Over-the-top patterns. Many of the designs of the decade were tacky. A lot of the fashion was stolen from African traditions. It didn't do a very good job of replicating the styles. 19. Parachute pants. They were usually made of shiny material. It made the pants uncomfortable.